Now, one of the most dramatic stories of the week has been the rescue of a yachtsman in the seas between Australia and New Zealand. Glenn was drifting for days after a storm knocked his boat over. He was only spotted thanks to the crew of an Air Canada plane who flew especially low to look for him. Well, he's now been reunited with his family, and I'm pleased to say that he joins us via Skype from Palmswood in Queensland. Glenn, thank you very much for speaking to Newsday. Did you ever think that you would be saved by a passenger plane, a commercial huge plane flying so low that it was able to spot you? It's a remarkable rescue story.
Certainly not. Around about 9 days after I was capsized in heavy seas in the Tasman, I set off my EPIRB. I'd been trying valiantly to get back to the Australian mainland, sailing west every day. However, I realised I was in strong currents and I couldn't make it back. So I set off my EPIRB, and shortly thereafter, a couple of commercial flights, in particular Canadian flights, came down. They diverted, and they came down very low, and they spotted me. Thank you.
So were you in communication? How did it work? Did you know that these flights were coming down? Because the Air Canada flight dropped from 10,000 metres to 1,500 metres. That's flying incredibly low for a plane of that size.
Certainly. No, I had no idea. In fact, at the time, I wasn't aware. I set off the EPIRB at around about 7:30 in the morning, and I was aware that commercial aircraft received the signals from EPIRBs, but I wasn't aware that the Air Canada aircraft had been diverted until I was safely back on land around about nearly 2 days later, that I learned about the wonderful efforts of the Canadian crew and the passengers looking out for me with binoculars. Thank you.
And it was exactly a passenger who happened to have some binoculars, and that passenger was able to spot you and send the alarm. Is there anything you want to say to them?
Yes, yeah, I will be forever grateful to them. Thank you very much. Absolutely wonderful. Many people have helped me in my assistance, and I'd like to thank them all very much. Thank you.
And Glenn, I read somewhere that you would be quite happy to sit under a tree for a while, but I somehow suspect that you'll be out on the waters relatively soon.
Yes, yes, that's true. It's not a very pleasant experience to be rolled in heavy seas. I've done a little bit of sailing, and it's not nice. And to be back on dry land is beautiful, and to be under a tree is just one to relax under a tree is very pleasant after being rolled around, knocked around in huge seas in the Tasman.
Well, Glenn, we are very happy to have you back. Glenn speaking about his remarkable rescue. Thank you very much.